Lori from Lori's Little Bit of Crafting, coming to you on Monday, August 4th at 11:38 p.m. I tried to come on a little bit ago and the orientation was all messed up, so I stopped and tried it again, and YouTube didn't like that and canceled me out, and I tried it again, so here we are. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States, coming to you from Wisconsin, and as per normal, it's late. I gotta go grab my water. It's late, my desk is messy. What else is new, right? Quick reminder, starting tomorrow, the 2025 to 2027 in color sale starts. Lori Miller, how in the world are you? Welcome. I need to message you. If you're here when I end, remind me. All right. But anyway, reminder for the sale. This starts tomorrow. It runs through the end of August. Some exclusions may apply. If you are a demonstrator, there are some fun things going on starting tomorrow. So make sure you check the Stampin' Up! Website. So let's get down to business so I can get my messiness out of the way. The Around It All stamp set. Yeah, remember to remind me. I'm glad you're okay. The Around It All stamp set. The dies, which are really fun. They're kind of wonky circles. They're not true circles. They're just weird circles. This is on the last chance list. So I thought I better get around to using the Around It All bundle. So that's what I'm doing tonight. And I am going to case basically a card that Stampin' Up! Provided. All right, so I'm changing the colors. I'm changing a little bit of what I do because that's what I do. But I'm going to feature 4 of the 5 in colors that should be on sale starting tomorrow. All right, so I am using some of my in color 6x6 pieces. I don't have everything left, and if you notice, if you look through here, there is no Timid Tiger. This is about all I have left, and a couple of little scraps here. There's almost no Strawberry Slush. There's a little bit of the Darling Duckling. Yeah, Secret Sea, Cloud Cover, there's a little bit. So I have been using this because really they're more fun colors than I thought they would be. So we're going to use 4 of the 5 of those tonight. This should be one of the products that's on sale tomorrow. I know Stampin' Up! Said inks, cardstock, designer series papers. It might not be all of them, but hopefully there's that. So we are going to do a little experimenting. I'm going to move this out of the way for now. I am going to make like a baby congratulations card. So I'm going to use Timid Tiger. If you've crafted with me before, you know I like to make 2 card bases at one time. So I take my 8.5 by 11 sheet, I score it once all the way down the middle, then cut it at 5.5 and end up with 2 card bases. So the other one I've already left on my shelf for a project at another time. Since I'm making a baby card, I am going to use these 2 stamps. And I'm going to create just a little design at the bottom of my card base. So we're going to do first some of these little bottles. And I am doing a baby card because our nephew and his wife, well, his wife actually had the baby, but they had a baby, and they have a little girl now. So I thought I would maybe make another card. I made one card, but I figured, this is a good opportunity to make another one. And then I'm going to use Strawberry Slush, Cloud Cover, and Darling Duckling. So what I thought I would do is basically make some balloons. All right. And then I used my little scrap of Timid Tiger, and I made another balloon here out of the one of the larger dies, this one, and we're gonna let that go over the page. All right, so these three colors, make believe I ran it through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and voila, we have 3 balloons. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and attach this. Now, I took some of the twine, the basic white twine, and I used my alcohol blends to color them. So this is Darling Duckling. This is Cloud Cover. This was the Timid Tiger. I'm not happy with those because they don't look vibrant enough to me. So if you're going to color twine, make sure you use your alcohol markers so that they dry. Okay, if you use regular markers, you're going to end up getting ink all over yourself all the time. But I'm going to opt for just white. I'm not going to use those tonight. I just wasn't happy with them. So let's make a few bows quick and get that little task out of the way. So what's new, Lori? Anything? Working? Traveling? How's Hank doing, by the way? If you've posted anything, I haven't noticed it. Yeah, I think the white will make it pop a little bit. Because these are not vibrant colors. They're nice colors, but they're not vibrant. So they're a little subdued. So I think the white will help. And I think I just need to make, I'm going to make 3 of these. If I need to make more, I can. But we'll start with 3. All right, so there's 3 of those. Get that out of the way. I'm going to get these out of the way because I don't need the clutter. I also need probably this one in just a white so that I can do a greeting. Okay, so we will be using It's a Big Day, and we're going to do it in Timid Tiger. And I'm trying to see what I did with my little white piece. I don't think that's going to be big enough. It'll just make it. Got to pay for that new roof and gutters. Oh, I know. And I don't know if I knew you were getting windows. Isn't that a fun greeting? All right. So we are going to run this through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and before I do that, I'm going to blend a little bit because this is going to be kind of a balloon shape. So we want to just kind of make that greeting stand out a little bit. So I'm not going to fill the middle in. I'm going to leave that the brighter white, and I'm going to put some of that Timid Tiger on the outside. All right. You vacation a lot, girl. Good for you. All right, so we're going to run this through, and like magic, we're done. I got some of these things prepped, so even though I had trouble getting online, I at least had some of my things prepped. All right, so what I'm going to do with this is going to be my big balloon. And I'm going to go ahead and just glue this right on right now, I think. Because I think that's, yeah. The other thing I want to do with these, let's back up a second, is I want to give them some texture. So we're going to do the yellow one, the Timid Tiger. So Timid Tiger and the Darling Duckling. We're going to put this through on the eyelet embossing folder. No, I take that back. I want this to be Strawberry Slush. All right, because I already have Timid Tiger here. I did like a color change mid-shift. All right. So balloon, balloon, balloon. All right. The blue one I'm going to put through the dotted circles embossing folder. All right. I'm going to put that through. Just kind of line up the circles wherever you want them to be. If you want them off center. Okay. So we'll make believe I ran that one through. And then, see, I'm just whizzing through this card tonight, aren't I? So then we're gonna, nobody needs to see me emboss, right? Or cut out. I've done all that before. So the Darling Duckling and Strawberry Slush, I did through the eyelet 3D embossing folder. So remember, when you're using the 3D embossing folders, you use just the base and just plate number 4. You don't need a shim, you don't need cutting boards, or the cutting plates rather, okay? So we whizzed through those steps. Last night's video was almost an hour long. I don't usually do that, but it was a fun card. So I thought tonight I'm going to try to make it shorter. So, all right. So here's all our pieces now. Short and sweet version. All right. So let's go ahead and glue this down now. Let's see if I have enough glue in my glue bottle today. And part of this is going to hang off the card because we're going to trim it. I want enough of it on there that I don't have to trim the whole corner. Yeah, I hear, let me show you, because when I was eyeballing this stuff before, I mean, sometimes I have in mind what I want to do, and then other times not so much. And I'll show you the different sizes too with these circles. I tried it with the different papers from the In Color stuff, and this was just too busy. It just didn't really look like a balloon. Even if I put a bow on it, it just didn't look balloon enough to me, so I didn't like that one. This one I thought I could put the little smiley face on, but I didn't want the smiley face on just one. So I didn't use that one because it seemed like it got lost. So that's when I decided to put the smiley faces and the bottles down at the bottom of the card. So here were the other pieces, and they just didn't seem like they had enough pop and pizzazz. It just looked boring to me. So that's why I decided I'm going to put them through the embossing folder. And when I looked better at the sample that Stampin' Up! Gave us shows that they've been run through the embossing folder as well. So I didn't come up with that idea. I've embossed on my shapes before, but you know, when Stampin' Up! Has a good idea, just run with it, right? You have a baby shower in Tennessee, you get to go in October. That'll be a pretty time, right? Or will all the leaves be gone by October? So we will just trim off these extra edges. and get rid of that. All right. So this I'm not going to use. Those are all pieces I might use for something else, but it just didn't work for this one. So these I'm going to put up on dimensionals, I think. At least a couple of them. I kind of like it like that. I don't really want to cut any of these balloons off. Just because they represent previous babies, so I want to keep them there. So let's do the Darling Duckling on here. And we can put, what did I do with my baker's twine in white? There it is. I'm going to put a little piece down here. So we'll tuck this under here. Hopefully there's still enough. Stick them there. Okay, so that'll just hang down here. And then we'll put I think I want that strawberry slush one on top. So I'm going to put this one on dimensionals. And then we will use part of the edges for those. And I'm going to use some tear tape to put this baker's twine on this piece. And then I'm going to go ahead and actually take that off, the backing, because I don't want my whole balloon elevated. I just want part of the balloon elevated so that when I put the strawberry slush one on top, it can have some lift as well. So I think we'll go, I guess we'll go like this. And then this one we'll put over here. So I'm going to put dimensionals on this side. We'll put another piece of twine on there. And then we'll glue here. So this is going to go there with some tear tape. And then we'll put a little bit of glue over here. And there's really nothing fancy about this card, but the sample online was pretty cute. And I'm hoping this one, for its purpose, will also be cute. And then this, I think what I'll do here is maybe put a bow here and have these as a bundle of balloons. I think that might work. So they're not traipsing all over the place. So let's put a couple of glue dots on that. And what I'm going to do is just kind of roll this into a little, like, burrito or something, I guess. So that I can have that kind of elongated on my bow. And then hopefully these little critters will comply. I'm going to kind of twist these a little. I have a little bit of glue on my fingers, so it's kind of a struggle tonight. And I think what I want to do is put another glue dot maybe behind those strings. That might have helped if I had done that first. And I would wash my fingers, except that I have the water turned off because I had to change the cartridges in the shower that runs off the same water line as my sink here in the studio. Oh, and I got it all done, except I can't get the faceplate back on because, of course, you can't see the screw holes very well. And it's aggravating me tonight. So I set that aside. I'll finish it tomorrow. All right, so that's going to be like that. Let's go ahead and put this up on some dimensionals. And I think what I want to do is another baby bottle, and I think what I'll do is fussy cut it. So let's put our dimensionals over on this side. And then we can glue. Hello, Marge. So you're watching from Canada? Marge, meet Lori Miller. Lori Miller, meet Marge. I don't think Marge has been with me before. Thanks for stopping by. I am casing a card from the online store using the Around It All bundle because it's on the last chance list. So we're trying to get things. Oops, I suppose I should put another piece, another string on here before I glue that down, huh? We'll put this down. Well, I'm glad you found me. I am on every night between 11 p.m. and midnight, usually. Central time here in the US. What time zone are you? I don't follow the Canadian time zones. I apologize. So I think that'll work. And actually, I could probably put that right in that same bundle, huh? I wonder if I should actually tie those with a piece of twine instead of just having my bow on top. That might hold them a little more securely. We'll figure it out. So it's 10 p.m. So you're 2 hours behind me. So you're Pacific time. Do they call it Pacific time in Canada? Or do they call it British? Is it British Columbia time? I don't know. All right, let's see how this works. This might work a little bit better, actually. So Pacific time. My mother was born and raised in Pacifica, California, which is near San Francisco. So I am familiar with Pacific time. All right, so you might notice that I am tying my bow upside down. And the reason for that is that when I tie my bows right side up, it always seems like the legs go up. So I tie my bows upside down and the legs seem to go down how I want them to. So sometimes I just have to tie upside down. I think that worked a little bit better. I like that better than just having the bow sitting on top, I think. Now, what I could do with some of these bows is I could put them at the base of the balloons. Maybe just this one. What did I do with the one that had the stickum on it? Oh, Vicky. I didn't see you were here. Thank you, Marge, for saying hi to Vicky. Welcome back, Vicky. We are casing a card from the online store. And I'm turning it into a baby card because our nephew and his wife had a baby this last week. So I made a card already, but I thought, why not? I'll make another one. So this Around It All bundle is on the last chance list. So I figured I better use my stuff. So let me kind of clean up some of my debris. And I want to do one of the bottles again. And I'm going to do that in... What if I did that in Secret Sea? Let's take a look at that. And then I will have all 5 of the in colors on here. So let's just wash this. Let's see if we can get that a little darker. All right. Now, if you were to color that baby bottle, what color would you color it, do you think? I'm going to leave the bottle part clear because that'll look more like milk, right? And I think I'm going to get the Strawberry Slush marker here because it's a girl. And I wonder if I did like a petal pink or something. For the nipple. Let's do it on this one. Oh, that would look right. That kind of looks like the nipples that you get in the store. All right. So now let's fussy cut this. Yes, pink for the girl. Her name is Mabel. And they're spelling it, I think they wanted an old-fashioned name, but they're spelling it Maybelle. And normally when I fussy cut, I would leave a little border of white. And I probably should have because I'm getting a little close on some of these areas. But I didn't want to have all kinds of white overhang. Luckily, this is not a really intricate design because I am not a big fussy cutter. It is a pretty name, and it's pronounced Mabel though, so it's kind of like Maybelline, but without the "-ine". She has got a head of hair on her, dark hair. It's wild how much hair she has. So I think I'm going to put that there. Isn't that cute? I think we'll trim just a little bit more of our Secret Sea here. The Secret Sea is such a deep blue. It almost looks like it could be black, but it's not. I'm going to trim that just a little too narrow. And I'm left-handed, so you know. Me and fussy cutting. I don't know if it's because of the left-handedness or what. When I was in school, they always wanted to try to get me to use my right hand. That didn't work out so good. All right, hopefully that's good. Yes, it is. It's beautiful. So they had in the hospital bassinet, they had like a little circle name card, and they had just a fun script with her name. Very pretty. So we haven't met the baby yet this week. Oh, that's what else I was going to do, actually. I had a wobble. I had a wobble out. And I think they might be too big. It's going to be too big for the bottle. I wonder if I could... See, this is... if I tuck part of this underneath, and then if I trimmed that, maybe I should make 2 bottles. Maybe I'll just color this one after all. We'll make 2. All right, you gals get to watch me fussy cut again. Sorry. Oh, did you just order them now, Lori? I actually had it out because I was going to put this big balloon on a wobble, and I forgot. Between the plumbing project I had, not having water in my studio, and then having YouTube not cooperate with my video going live, it just threw me off a little bit. But it is what it is. How small is the smallest wobble in the assorted pack, Lori? Because this one is, it's probably about 5/8 by 3/4. So is there a smaller wobble than that? Because if there is, I know what'll go on my next Amazon order. Yeah, my UPS guy came today. My husband answered the door, thanked him for all his efforts, gave him a couple of bottles of water, and told him he does a good job. And of course it was a Stampin' Up! Order for me. So I was glad he took care of my UPS guy. Sometimes I give them little treat boxes with goodies in them. Today I wasn't ready for it, but you know, I forgot entirely what I had ordered. But luckily I was able to open the box and discover that I ordered a bunch of kits because I'm having a coffee and a card coming up in a couple of weeks. I think that with the 2 bottles on a wobble will probably be quite nice. So let's see if we can tuck this piece in underneath. Thank you for reminding me, Lori, to do that. But that's because Lori's on my team and she should be helping me remember things, right, Lori? Oh. All right. This will be fun. Same day delivery from Amazon. They're amazing. But we are actually not that far from a distribution center, so I really think that helps a lot. Do you think that'll look okay? I might have, the way I tucked it, I probably should have turned it around, but it'll be fine. That's kind of cute. What do you think? I like it. I like it. I like it. Now let's find some of these embellishments. Oh, see, these are the mini ones, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I've got the mini ones. So the other ones are even bigger than these. So I was hoping maybe there was more than the 2 sizes. So this is about 5/8 by 3/4 if I measured out here. So, you know, I could probably have trimmed the sides of this and just tucked this under. Let's see if I should. Let's just try to slide this little thing out. Oh, that didn't work. I broke it right off of there. Do a little surgery here. There we go. All right, we'll get rid of that. And we'll peel our little bottles off of here. Oh, that worked pretty well. Okay. One wobble down the drain. Thank you, Marge. All right, so let's try this again. Being a little more careful where I line up my wobble, because I want it to have the full effect of the wobble, right? So let's tuck it so that I have not obstructed any of this spring action on the wobble. That'll be better. Oh, thank you, Lori. Yeah, mine doesn't give the dimensions on the package, but all right, so let's go ahead and put these on here now, like so. That wobble's a little bit better since I put it in a better place. I did kind of bend this a little bit, but I think that'll be all right. And then let's go ahead and find, we've got these flat pearls, these in color pearls, and we're gonna use, wish I had more of, oh, I do. Let's see, I wish I had more of the small ones. I know I have another package. Now that I think about it, I just have to find them. Here we go. I want to use little ones because I think that'll be better. So we'll just do a couple of these and then maybe one over here. Do we want different colors or no? I could put two more on, but I think we'll go with this. All right. That's what I have for you tonight. Thank you for popping in. Marge, I hope you come back other days. Like I said, I think you were on when I said, I lose track of time. I apologize for that. But I am on pretty much every night. I've been doing videos every night since January. And I'm going to save those bows for later. I typically go on around anywhere between 11 p.m. and midnight Central Time. So instead of this bow here, I'm going to take some of this Timid Tiger ribbon and I'm going to cut it down the middle. And I'm going to make a different bow and see if I like that any better. You know, sometimes I just need to change horses in the middle of the stream. Oh, yes, Lori. Thank you for the reminder. Because it had slipped my mind. It's only Monday and I feel like I've had a really crazy week already. We had a groundhog around the house. And he was adorable until he started, oh, I think I like that one better. Until he started digging around our foundation of the house. So that was not a good idea for the groundhog. So we had him removed. And we found today another area on the other side of the house where he was probably digging some more. So we're going to have to watch that and just make sure there's not like a whole groundhog family that maybe had moved in. I don't know. We're kind of in a rural-ish area, Lori, you know, but we get turkeys in the yard, and we had a duck family. They actually laid 10 eggs, and then one of the hawks or a raccoon or something got all of the eggs one by one, took them all. I was so disappointed. We've got rabbits galore this year, lots of chipmunks, and we have a relocation program for our chipmunks. They go in a live trap, and we take them to a park far away so that they don't reside in our neighborhood anymore. So anyway, Yeah, the woodchuck was not a welcome guest. All right. I think I might like that one better with that bow. What do you think? He did not mess with the chickens. Lucky for him, he did not mess with the chickens. I have a camera out on the chickens. I'm a chicken mom, for those of you who aren't familiar with it. And I do sourdough bread and yeah. Nobody better mess with my chickens. All of my girls are my favorites. So, yeah, the chickens are safe. They actually have a new coop this year and a much more secure playground, we call it, where nothing can really get in unless it does a lot of work. But we're going to be putting, and that's relatively new, we're going to be putting some more barrier devices around it. So here's what we've got for the inside. For the pink one that I was working on, that I changed my mind on. So this was what I had kind of started with the pink one. You know, and we can just kind of make believe here with some of these, what it might have looked like. The inside was going to look like this. All right, with some more of this same DSP. The problem for this card is that my Timid Tiger cardstock is pretty much gone. Like I said, this is all I have left. So what I'll do is cut just a couple of strips of this and we'll kind of frame it out. I'm going to go 1/2 inch. We'll just use up the rest of this paper. I never would have imagined that the Timid Tiger would be my favorite color of all of these. All right. And then this is 5 inches. All right, so Vicki, if you're still with me, here's creative process. You just never know how it's going to turn out. All right, so for these, I'm going to take some Stampin' Seal. Let me go get my silicone mat. All right. I'm going to do my silicone mat. I'm going to put some seal on the edges here. So then this will be easier to lay down. Hopefully that's straight. Looks pretty good. And this one. That one's a little narrower. And we might need it a little narrower, so that's why I didn't press it down very hard, because you just never know. Whoops, flip that over so I'm doing the correct side. There we go. That ought to work. And then we'll just put that in there, and that'll pretty much go from edge to edge. Okay. Trim that just a little bit. Maybe it would look better without the orange, the Timid Tiger on there. What do you think? Or maybe I should put the Timid Tiger on the top. What do you think? So Vicki, what set were you using? You were working on a card today? Joe, welcome. We are just about done. Thanks for popping in though. I am trying to decide how I want this to look. So I think maybe off the top is going to look a little bit better, because the sides, it just looked too crowded to me. So let's go back to the silicone mat. Washi tape flowers with the Extraordinary Flora, the washi tape flowers. I have a bunch of those sitting on the craft table. I don't know if you can see them over here. I have a whole bunch of them to do more cards. All right, so let's go ahead and put that on there. Yeah, I think the top is going to work better, Lori. I think that's going to look better. So, trim, trim. Well, it's always an adventure, right? I think that'll work. That takes it basically all the way up to the top. All right, then let's do another baby bottle inside. I wonder if I should. Stamped off is going to be too crazy. There we go. And then let's go ahead and do the same coloring we did on the front. Whoops. Picked up a little bit of color from somewhere. That's all right. It's fine. Well, this didn't work out quite the same since I did it in the Timid Tiger. But I think it's still okay. It is still all right. So here's the front with the baby bottles on a wobble. Thanks for that reminder, Lori. And there we go. Around it all stamp set, a bunch of dies, and here was the precursor strawberry slush version, kind of. All right, so thanks for hanging in there with me, ladies. I appreciate you popping by. Thank you for the hearts that I see popping along the screen. I appreciate that. Thank you, Vicky. Yeah, my nephew and his wife had a baby this week, so we're doing some happy dancing for the baby. So, all right. Thank you so much for stopping by, for chatting with me. It's always more fun when there's people here to collaborate with. So I appreciate that. And until next time, let me just get this back up here. What happened there? There we go. Until next time. Thank you so much. Happy crafting.